Dude, he shot him in the dick.
Huh?
That's not cool, Butters. You don't shoot a guy in the dick.
All right, friends and fans and household all around. It is I, the voice, Joshua Joseph, here on another Monday Night Raw preview review show where we talk Monday Night Raw, and I talk that with two of my close friends from IYH. It is Kevin Kalloway, the Chaos Goblin, and Grunmiester, the blue-eyed villain, fighting out of a corner. I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought there.
Fighting out of an adjacent corner.
Yeah. I seen your glasses and you look smart, so I
Thank
got
you.
thrown away.
Yeah. I wear glasses when I'm sick or getting over an illness.
What the
When he
fuck?
wants to magnify his blue eyes. That's
Yeah,
when
what-
he wears them.
Okay, so since you made that statement, is there like a particular reason that you do this when you are sick or getting
because-
over being sick?
Usually my eyes get really easily bothered during so I do that. And plus, you know what? It was from working hard because I'm trying to get new opportunities at work, and so my body say, no, you don't deserve new opportunities. You're gonna get sick.
You wanted to get new opportunities, so you want to look smarter. I got it. Glasses.
Yeah.
See, I got it.
Or
Perception is more important than reality.
it could be window shields because he's trying to get a raise.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that to your boss at work, Grun. Do you save that for hotel rooms or their bedroom? So anyway, so Grun, how have you been? How have you been, Kevin? How's the week been? We know Grun just got over being sick. We missed you Sunday. We had a fun time, but you were there in the chat in spirit. Ooh, they're already in the chat talking about you, Grun, and your glasses. See, this is what I'm talking about, Grun. I fuck with you, and the chat instantly they hype you up, man.
It's funny you say fancy because these frames are 5 years old.
Oh, dude, you look like a tech guy. Like you code. That's what you look like.
And yet coding is definitely going to die.
Learn to code.
No.
Remember when that would get you kicked off the internet?
I mean, yeah, and now it's like, don't bother learning.
Yes.
You have AI for that.
That's true. And we got Nick Teodoro jumping in our chats. He's also, he does what we do over there on his show. Him and his wife do a great job over there on Friday nights. Go check them out. That's Nick's Wrestling Club Happy Hour. So come join everybody doing stuff. So how goes it, guys? We've had a lot of wrestling. We've had a lot of discussions about different wrestling, different promotions. We just had Slammiversary last night, and I believe, Kevin, did you get a chance to watch it?
I didn't get a chance to watch it directly, but I did keep up with the results and such. And I've been active in the Discord talking about it too, and what they could potentially be going for and anything like that. I do want to go back and watch it. There was a couple of things that that interested me specifically. And then there was I saw all over the place for old wrestling socials, Mustafa Ali's dive, and I don't know if you guys caught it, where it looked like the security just bailed out on him. It did. Legitimately, it did. And I don't mean to stoke this fire because Mustafa Ali went on record saying, no, that's what was planned for them to not be there so that he could like hit and then land on his feet. He overshot the dive. So worth noting at the start of the program, like, hey, don't blame those security, because I jumped to that judgment too. So even I was kind of fooled when I saw that.
I got you.
I'm glad Ali clarified it. So shout out to that, and shout out to him for being a real one and making sure they don't get thrown under a bus. I know how hard it is to be a young guy in TNA.
It was I thought it was a decent pay-per-view, PLE, whatever they call it over there.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Technically, they're still in the pay-per-view model, right?
No, they actually have. A while ago, they did start calling them PLEs.
Okay,
so they are trying to.
They must have changed they have a TNA app, don't they? That's what it is.
They might.
And there's that they were advertising whatever streaming service. They were advertising Freezio or something like that. I think a lot of their stuff is on there too.
Could be.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Well, Chat Chief is in here, and he was just already being a rascal. So until he says something credible. Yeah, I thought it was what I caught of it. I got, I think, an hour late after it started. Thought it was a good PLE. The ending, not. I really wanted Santana. Like that match was good. I enjoyed that match. It was a good back and forth, but the ending, and I fell for it. I thought Trick actually got a little injured.
Damn.
They played it off very well, and then it's like he just let those two do all the work, and then the last 10 seconds jumps back into the ring after pretending he was injured this whole time, jumping back into the ring. They never gave him the X sign. So I
think that's genius.
Personally. I thought so too, but I agree with what Chat Chief said in the Discord. It's greedy of the WWE to me, because they're not explaining the story. Like, it's not developing fast enough for me to understand right now at this moment what they're doing. Are they building up the TNA roster to revolt and turn against the NXT roster to where there's a faction versus faction? Like, where are we going with it?
I think that's the point, though, is for us not to know.
What if,
like, realistically?
Yeah, I could see that. I can buy that, Kevin. Now, Grun, you and your eyeballs. What?
Yeah. No. What if? Now we've been thinking about this. What if Survivor Series isn't WWE? What if it's WWE versus TNA? War Games. TNA is pissed off that WWE, NXT, and whoever else have taken their titles, and now they're revolting. They invade a WWE show the way Hulk Hogan wanted to do all those years ago. It never was going to happen. But today it happens. You have the system. You have Joe Hendry. You have Mike Santana. And I'm sorry, I don't know all the women. Elegance. You have the
Frankie
Masha Slamovich.
Yeah. Masha Slamovich. And countless like that. Like we were saying, because I noticed Survivor Series is called Survivor Series War Games. So there's got to have a War Games match. We were talking, no, don't do it. This could make it, and this could make it completely reasonable to do a War Games match.
TNA What's crazy is I do think we are headed to a TNA versus WWE something or other. It could be a whole. It could be a whole PLE or a pay-per-view. Like they could theme Bound for Glory completely around it, and I think that would work. Like it would work really well.
Oh my god, that would.
So I don't think it'll be at Survivor Series War Game, but fuck Grun, I'd love for that to happen.
I mean, like,
I don't think it'll be there. However, I think it's very realistic to say it could be Bound for Glory.
It could be, maybe. One of the big things that that WWE and TKO have to keep in mind is that the birth rate is not as high as it used to be in the United States. So less kids. So who are you going to appeal to? The 19 to 45-year-olds that probably watch
that guy up there.
Okay, yeah, I'm one of them.
This is your demographic that you're trying to appeal to, guys. So fucking take notes. He's about to tell you how to fucking keep him a fan forever.
You're gonna appeal to the people that watched the TNA when they got bored with WWE. You're gonna appeal to the people that saw Rhino feud with Christian, the people that saw AJ Styles rise truly to his full level of phenomenal. Well, he is fused with Kurt Angle. Well, Frankie Kazarian, pulling out the best of Eric Young.
I disagree with this statement highly, not from you, Grun, but from Fightins One.
No,
I don't think
they have
would.
to.
ever
TNA has,
want to
they're
put
gonna have
TNA
to.
wrestler. They have
And
to,
I
and they've
Yeah.
already have.
Joe
Yeah.
Hendry
Joe.
has gone over
Joe
quite
Hendry
a few people.
has, yeah.
Yeah, Joe
And
Hendry
Jordynne
is
Grace did when she was champ as well.
Mhm.
very true. I
So
can
that
see
has
the Namath
already
brothers
happened.
doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
what if-
good. They're good.
They are. What if they did this though? So we've got. I think this could be an interesting way to go about it. I also think this is within the realm of possibility. What if we did, because TNA's running their pay-per-views either on Fridays or Sundays. It depends on when they want to run it, basically.
Mhm.
What if we had a 2-day TNA versus NXT? What if there was an NXT PLE on one day, and then they have the TNA PLE on the next, or vice versa?
I like it.
And you can run it kind of as a continuing and developing story through the 2 days, almost like SummerSlam is, where it's 2 nights, except it's more of whole corporations against each other. So
I
there's
like
an
that.
overarching story throughout both nights,
I
as
love it.
opposed to just like, hey, this is the finale main event for SummerSlam night 1, catch night 2, where there's completely separate stories and nothing the same will happen.
Yeah. I like it. And Chat Chief, I was thinking that too. AJ just replaces Stone Cold in that invasion story, and boom, you have him over there.
I think you have Styles side with TNA.
I think so.
I think we need to put a pin in this one, and we'll continue the conversation on it.
There's not much more to
this is Monday Night Raw. This isn't TNA Slammiversary Bound for Glory speculation. I know you and Chat Chief, yeah, you guys would just love to do that, but we're putting a pin in it, like Lou's putting in here. We got a pin in it. All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of this show that we love and do. And yes, Daniel Garcia, you are correct. This is AJ's last run. He's getting ready to hang him up. But let's kick it off to who wants to go first this week?
I would like to go first because we got an interesting segment coming up here on Raw tonight. And that is now after, I'm guessing this is going to happen after Lyra and Bayley battle for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Becky has a proposal for Lyra for their Intercontinental Championship match. My question is, what is the stipulation that these two are gonna fight in? My guess at this moment is it's gonna be one we haven't had in a while, an Iron Woman match.
Interesting.
I actually like that. I like that because as seen on SmackDown, Cody and Cena is going to be a street fight.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my first go-to for this match.
30 or 60?
60 minute.
I think it's going to be 30.
You think 30? But I want 60.
I get that.
I love a good 60-minute Iron
I'm
Man
looking
match.
at, well, actually, it depends on what night it is, because there's other matches on the card that don't need a bunch of time. So if you put the Iron Woman match 60 minutes and you put it on the same show as like Jade and Tiffany is probably going to be a hot 15 to 12. That's my guess, because that's probably about where Jade is, which is fine. You can get a good match out of her and do that way. So if you're going to put it on the same night as that one, you take the time from that match and put it into the time allotment for the Iron Woman match. So actually 60, I don't think they've ranged out of 60 a lot when they do an Iron Woman or Iron Man match, have they? They don't do it often.
I would have to go back to see what was.
There's been a few where it's just 30-minute.
Right. I know that they do that sometimes. I think they usually do it when it's on TV and not PLE or paper.
Yeah.
I think that's where that goes to, yeah.
And that makes more sense to me because, well, that's the time you have on TV.
Yeah, true. Chat Chief
Iron the Man match.
Iron the Man match. He is a treat.
Oh, man. But yeah, I like Iron Woman match, especially because looking up and down the card, like we already have a steel cage match. Mm-hmm. And that's another personal issue solver. We already have a street fight, like I said earlier. Hell in a Cell is too close to steel cage, so we're not going to do that, I don't think. plus how you're going to hang both. Well, you could do it on 2 different nights, but either way, I don't think that that's what they're going to do. You want something that's going to be legally distinct, and I think an Iron Woman match is good. Last Woman Standing would also work.
That would work.
First Blood.
Just because it's at least different. First Blood, they don't like doing anymore, only because it's...
Well, they've painted themselves into quite a corner with this. So they might have to look at that one.
I'm aware.
They've given Drew and CM Punk Crimson Mask as well as Cody. So I imagine Becky and Rhea.
I'm more talking that First Blood matches are unpredictable in this kind of scenario.
Right.
Because if you get busted open at all, hard way, without it planned.
Well, remember the giant Band-Aid on Austin's head? And they kept trying not to have it bust
they
open.
tried, and I think that's why they shied away from First Blood matches now. Which
Makes sense.
I can't say I blame them. It's high stakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Iron Woman match would be a really good stipulation for them. I think they've been doing 30-minute matches anyway. So a 30-minute Iron Woman match I don't think that really works as well, only because it's not as traditional, first off, which I think some people will poo-poo. But even without that, if they're already having 30-minute classics with each other, if you're just going to do a 30-minute Iron Woman match, it's just kind of the same thing. You're going to expect 1 to 2 pinfalls, right? So if we do 60, I think we can get more out of it.
I like it.
So just so you guys know, the last time there was an Iron Man, 30-minute Iron Man match, August 5th, 2021, on an episode of NXT UK between A-Kid and Jordan Devlin. For the women, December 18th, 2016 at Roadblock End of the Line.
Was that the Sasha Banks one?
It was Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks.
Jeez, that's been that long?
Yeah.
It's been almost 10 years.
I think
time for one.
Realistically, if there's 2 women who can do it on the roster and it makes sense, I think it is these 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that idea too. I'm a sucker for any type of 60-minute, 30-minute match. To me, the Iron Man match was just made perfect by Bret Hart. I mean, just him and the way Michaels could go in those matches. The amount of just pure emotion you can get out in those matches from the fans and things like that. I think really help a storyline, especially in this. I could just see these 2 tearing the house down in a match like this and really going for it and showing what wrestling is. Mm-hmm. And we can all chant wrestling when things happen, because I think that's where we're leaning towards. And I hope that's where they go. Yeah. Any other stuff on that, Grun, that you need to get in? I know that mine's been working since last Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. This is interesting because I'm reading the chat and Fighting saying isn't Iron Man more of a closer match? And kind of is more of a closer.
I could see that.
Closer.
It can be, but also I don't know if you guys remember these specific matches, but Benoit and Angle did submission Iron Man matches, and they were in the middle of the card.
Yeah.
So
it's been a while since we've seen one of those. That would definitely be interesting, because that would be Becky putting her in an advantage, since she usually uses submissions.
That was another one. A submission match in general, I think, would be interesting.
Yeah.
When was the last time we did a Falls Count Anywhere I Quit match?
Actually, so Falls Count Anywhere
I quit
too. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, the best ones I remember is the famous one of Mick Foley getting the fake I quit being played over the intercom.
I actually don't. That's a good question, Lou. I don't know if a women's strap match has ever happened.
I hate strap matches, and I hope it never happens.
Fan of it. I was quick aside. I was in a match and it was essentially a strap match, but we did it with chains. So we were handcuffed to each other, or cuffed to each other with a set of chains. I hate these matches for two separate reasons when working with them. One, I might land on a chain, and that sounds terrible.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
So there's that.
Yeah.
But two, unless you're careful, that shit can break pretty easily.
Oh.
And if you break it, you're no longer in a strap match.
Nope. You're kind of done with that match.
You're done with the strap match.
And
that happened during ours. It was a tag team one too. So there was two sets of chains with two people attached to each other, which was a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, how the hell does
which was a logistical nightmare. My chain and the other guy I was strapped to stayed on. The other one did not.
That's
and it was a episode in Insanity where they were just trying to clip it back on, and then it just kept breaking. It was the worst. It was funny. It's a good story and a good memory, but
no, that just
was like, what's happening?
I liken that to my favorite like horror movies that are the independent horror movies, and you're just there for a laugh, and
Beavers.
Exactly, you know where I'm coming from. So Grun, did you find that?
So Google AI is saying there has never been a Falls Count Anywhere I Quit match. Now, it could be that it has no idea what that means. Yeah. I'm sure ECW's probably done some. WWE back in the 90s probably did a few.
Yeah. They did it with The Rock and Mankind.
Yeah, it was The Rock and Mankind. So I think it's how you're putting it in.
Maybe Falls Count Anywhere.
I quit matches are always Falls Count Anywhere.
They are always okay.
Always.
So then that's okay.
Then that's it.
So then
I know it's been a while since we've had an I Quit match.
Yeah,
I've not seen anybody be doing one of those. I mean,
no, we haven't had an I Quit in a little while. I don't remember the last one actually.
Hopefully this is going to tell me the last one. I think this is not All Elite Wrestling, not TNA, not WCW. Fuck. Okay. Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles.
Oh, last year, yep.
Yeah, this was last year. Was the last time we had one of those.
Well, we could have one for the women's. I would like that. I really don't want to do the strap match. And Chat Chief, what you're saying, no, we just can't have that. And I can't show that. I wish I could, but I can't because it's pretty fucking funny.
It'll be a Bailey on a pole match, and it'll just be her sitting up there shouting at them.
that could be entertaining too. I mean, look what it did to Dom's career.
Yeah,
we'll go full Judy Bagwell on a forklift.
Oh God. Speaking of that, Buff Bagwell, hope you recover and your spirits stay high, and you realize that there's still a lot more the world can do with Buff Bagwell, even with only one leg, my friend.
That's true.
And I'm glad the pain.
I'll tell you what, if Def Leppard's drummer can drum with one hand, Buff Bagwell can do whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're lucky, a skateboarder out there will make a trick after it.
That's true.
They did the Def Leppard drummer grind. It was a pretty cool trick. I enjoyed it. All right. So, Kevin, do you want to go last, or are you ready to go with yours?
I'll go with mine, just in case we have some Discord questions we want to get to or anything. I don't know that mine will be too long.
Okay.
Only because, like, we talked about these guys when we were live watching it because they happen to have a match, and I'm interested where I think at least one of these guys goes after this. But they've been having quietly a nice feud on Raw. Is Sheamus and Rusev. They're going to have another match tonight, I believe. My assumption is that Sheamus has to get a win at some point, and it might be tonight. But I'm very curious because they brought Rusev back in, and I do believe there's some decent money behind him. He's a big dude. He can do things believably. He can have these matches with Sheamus, and usually what happens is people who work with Sheamus then go on to hopefully get into something else after they've had a nice feud. It's not 100%, but that's just true with everything. So I just wanted to talk a little briefly about the Sheamus and Rusev feud, how we're feeling about it, how we're going from there, and then maybe what's next on the horizon for Rusev, because it seems like they've brought him back, but it's kind of it's taken a back seat to some other stuff. And that's true with a lot of WWE. But what are some potentials we could do with Rusev, I guess?
I love what they're doing with him and Sheamus. I think those two together is money. It's magic. They know how to push each other in a match. And that's exactly what you expect when you see either one of those names on a card, let alone in the same match. Outside of that, for Rusev, I would honestly, I would love to see him and Breaker go at it. I think him and Breaker could have some great matches. I think though that Rusev needs to go against guys that kind of put him in Breaker's view, his eyesight, because it wouldn't make sense for him to just go up there and like pick a fight. Either one of them pick a fight with each other. Like at this point, it just doesn't seem logical right now. I see fighting with one saying Drew McIntyre. To me, this is you go with a guy who is like Sheamus, and he's a brute. He's going to give you a big, beefy match with Rusev. Or you put him with a guy like Drew, who's going to give him a psychological match, and it's going to be more psychology, and then probably a big, brutal match too. So for me, they're Drew and Sheamus on a stat sheet are kind of the same character in a sense. So to me, if Rusev went to Drew McIntyre right after this, it would just be a side movement as opposed to an upwards movement or a downwards movement. Am I wrong in this, or?
I think it would be tough to do a Rusev Drew McIntyre as well, and like a couple other ones, just because I feel Rusev does best when it's either he can have the matches where they're just going to go out there and murder each other. But the other match that he's really good at, to me, is the David versus Goliath match, where he's the bigger guy and he faces someone who's smaller. Nick right there, that was my guess, is Penta and Rusev. I think he goes into Penta.
Okay.
And I think it keeps both of them relevant. It keeps both of them going. It keeps them in a nice feud where they can have nice matches together. They can go win for win, and it doesn't hurt either guy. They don't need to do, like, as long as Penta like knocks one off of Rusev convincingly, Rusev can win another two and it won't matter. As long as Penta wins in the last one, I think would be fine. Because then Penta can take that momentum, but Rusev also elevated from it. I think Rusev needs a guy to throw around. I think that's where they will go after this with him, because Sheamus has elevated the fact that Rusev can murder someone because he's going to hurt them, right? Exactly. So now that you've established this, you can have that person go from Sheamus to a smaller dude because he's going to murder him, because it's already psychologically in our head.
I like that. I like that. And Nick was also, Grun, before we get your answer on this question, he wanted to throw this one out there. Who does Sheamus win the IC title from? You know it's eventually happening.
He has to.
If he is, it's gonna be friggin' if Sheamus is going to win it, if he is, because at this point I don't know if he is or isn't anymore. If he is, it's probably going to be Obafemi. Okay. I think, because I think at that point Oba will have had a good enough run on as IC champion, and Oba losing to Sheamus doesn't hurt him. It just makes him stronger, just makes him work harder, and then you can go with Obafemi versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Man, you are putting Oba already in championship matches and defense.
Honestly, that's probably what they're gonna do is put him into higher ranks quickly.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Oba is such a beast.
He is.
He is.
I think they need it. Just a quick aside for Nick's here. He's probably going after Stand and Deliver, is my guess.
Probably.
I think he'll be down there for a while longer. I don't think they want to make the same mistake with Trick or Oba that they have in the past where they're bringing people up without a plan. And especially someone like Oba, if you bring him up without a plan,
dead in the water,
it's going to hurt him a lot. Yeah. Whereas like Trick, he could recover, I think, if they didn't have a big plan. Oba is a guy that I don't think he can recover as well because he needs to be presented quickly as a monster.
Yeah.
Zilla might.
Hold on. Nick was saying I would put Zilla Fatu on the main before Oba at this point.
Just because of his last name? No.
I think he would fit into storylines quicker.
Sure.
So if we're just talking about before, I guess only because he could slot into anything that Solo is doing right now. Literally anything. And I don't disagree with that opinion either.
No,
I think Trick and Mello together as heels and as a similar stature heel instead of Trick is, the young boy. I think that as a team would work really, really well. But I don't want to see it, and I was talking to this earlier with Chat Chief. I don't want to see it at the same time as Street Profits are still a team. I want to see Street Profits break up so that they can do whatever they want to do singles while Trick and Mello come together and then form another team. Because I think their stuff overlaps too much from a gimmick perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a problem.
I haven't agreed with you once, Nick.
I agree with what makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll always agree with what makes sense.
Grun, what is your thoughts on what Kevin brought to us about Rusev?
Rusev, I think I'm running through my head and I'm like, in theory, it would be a good idea to put Kevin or Karrion Kross with Rusev, but at the same time, like this is not the right time. This is not the right scenario. This doesn't help. This doesn't help Karrion, and this doesn't help Rusev. So why do that? I don't know what you do with Rusev. I'm glad that he's back. I want to hear him in the ring or cut more vignettes saying how he's going to redeem people, explain how he's going to redeem people. That's more what I want to see from Rusev.
So you want to see him cut the promo of come on you like God's wrath.
Yes. I loved the Redeemer.
Yeah,
it was
you loved
fantastic.
when he come on you like God's wrath.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't get that the first time he went around. He fucking went back for seconds and he was like, guess what, Grun? You're going to fucking get this joke if I have to beat it into you.
It worked.
Yep.
And it worked. Second time around, Grun. There you go, bud.
But all right. Jokes on me as always. But
I don't disagree with you
exactly.
though. Jokes aside,
yes,
I don't disagree with you. I really liked the Redeemer stuff, and I don't think it came to full it didn't come to full fruition in AEW.
Yeah,
for whatever reasons it was, it's not even worth getting into.
Yeah.
But the Redeemer Rusev would work, and it still has legs.
It would.
Yeah. Kaiser Rusev, money.
Yeah, I agree that Kaiser and Rusev would. See, I think the problem is we're pitching a lot of people who are heels versus heels.
Yes, and that is a problem.
I think that would be a problem because Rusev, I think, needs to get over more as the monster heel and the guy who can beat people down. And I think Sheamus is elevating that fact, but then he needs someone who he can run through a little bit. Not like a long feud, maybe like a month and a half where he just kind of dominates somebody. Then he can go into someone who's smaller but can stick up for the smaller guys.
What if
that would be the Penta?
What if Brutus is that guy that Sheamus can run through? Gives Brutus some more time as a solo. Though he doesn't need to win the matches, but he can probably.
He's a bit of a goofier heel too. So I think that would work.
I like that. I like the Rusev plan we have going on. I just hope they do something with substance with him, because I've always loved Rusev. I'm there with you, Grun. Come all over me. Say, look, there, now we're joke brothers.
I do think AJ Styles might beat Dom at SummerSlam, though, because I think they might want the IC title to make an appearance in TNA.
Oh,
I think that might be a fun thing. That might do that.
That'd be great.
Yeah. I think if AJ wins it, he's got to make it the white belt. He's got to do this one.
Oh, the workhorse belt.
Yeah,
style.
And just come into. I mean, just seeing that in TNA, and I want to. My subject's going to be what we were talking about in Discord. We're going to bring the Discord in for my subject, but before we dive into that, I want to say we did find out that the Dudley Boys will be having one more match, and this is going to be fun. It's going to be nostalgic. This is going to be something that we can.
I'm going to be hoping for a lot of things. As a former 10-year-old kid, I'm going to be hoping for a dope Hardys and Dudleys match.
Yes.
And as a 35-year-old wrestler, I'm going to be hoping that nobody dies.
Yes. But either way, it's going to be fantastic. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I think it's going to be safe for these guys. Devon, I don't think he would get into a ring unless it was absolutely safe for him.
Oh, no, there's no way.
He's been doing.
I'm more worried about the Hardys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they looked a little rough. I'm not sure why they decided to put the titles back on them after they just lost them. But I don't know. I'm not following TNA.
Yeah.
I was just completely enjoying the product as it was. So that's where we're at with that. Now let's jump into our Discord portion, in which we're going to use that for my subject. And because pretty much it was similar to what I was going to talk about. We had our boss, House himself, Alicon House, asking, he would like to hear what we think of Roman, what you guys think Roman will do tonight.
So they do. I'll throw this out there just so we know. It is reported that Roman Reigns is specifically going to address Paul Heyman.
Okay. Worth noting. My assumption throughout this, I don't know how he's going to address Paul Heyman. There are multiple avenues he could take with that. There's also multiple avenues depending on Seth's involvement in any way. If he happens to be there in a wheelchair or whatever, selling an injury, just to be there holding the brief, whatever the fuck. End game of Roman's appearance tonight, to me, is to set up Roman and Jay versus Braun and Braun. That's the end game. I'm not quite sure how they get there. I do believe that because Roman was the one standing last week, Braun and Braun will be the one standing this week. So Roman will get taken out. Jay will get taken out. That's how the match will get set up. And Paul Heyman will be the one to challenge them, is my assumption.
Okay. I could see that with him. My thoughts on what Roman, if he's addressing Paul, I would assume that he's going to go at it in the Roman Reigns, try to beat the hell out of people before he gets his answers. And I think it's going to get to a point to where Braun and Braun do get Roman down. And, but I think it's going to be Heyman, the last one standing.
Okay. And
just because I like the visual of Roman down, Braun and Braun down, and Heyman clutching that this briefcase in the middle of the ring and looking, because he did this. This is on the blood of what happened to Roman and CM Punk is on Heyman's hands. Mm-hmm. Seth may have dealt out the actions, but hey, we all know Heyman is the mastermind. Exactly. So without him, this doesn't get orchestrated and put out the way it did. So for me, because he represents Braun and Braun. So I think you get that where we're looking at, but I don't know how they get to that moment. But there has to be maybe they put him through a table. Maybe somebody comes, maybe Jacob, flies out. Maybe who knows what happens with this moment. But I don't know. Something like when you were first speaking about it, Kevin, that was just stuck in my head was just Heyman standing, looking at all the devastation and clutching that briefcase, because I think they need to make that briefcase almost the star of the group right now.
I think Heyman ends up the star of the group at this point. So, not to take away from the Braun and Braun part, but I think you're right. Heyman is the centerpiece of this group. It isn't, especially with Seth out. Seth didn't feel like the mastermind ever. It always felt like Heyman because he was the one intertwined in all of the people from Mania.
Yeah.
So Heyman is the centerpiece of this group, and it's basically focused around he screwed over his two friends so that he could go this way because fuck those people. That's essentially how it's been framed. So I'm hoping with Roman here, we get a little bit of explanation from Paul on the Roman end of it, because we got some for the Punk end of it because they had a promo back and forth, but we really haven't gotten anything from the Roman end of it.
Nope.
It hasn't been a lot of explanation on that front. So I'm looking forward to them because both of them are very good promos. Roman is much better these days than the days of the big dog.
You are 100 on that one.
Yeah. There's a wild variety of difference from the time that Cena cooked him on a mic and almost killed his career.
Yeah, almost nuked his career.
Yeah, night and day. So I'm looking forward to Roman and Paul sparring on the mic and giving us that explanation that we need, that a lot of people have been craving.
Yeah.
Because the confusion can't keep happening in the group, and I think we're going to start getting answers, but we're just at that point where if we don't start getting answers, we're going to start getting a little antsy about everything, I think.
No, I'm 100%. They've, in pervert terms, they've edged us to the point of completion here. And I really do hope we get that angle with those two, and we figure out exactly what was behind Paul's brain in this. Why would you do this and go against Roman? Grun, what you got any thoughts on this one?
I think what we're going to hear is Roman expected his wise man to keep the family in order. He's going to say, wise man, you failed me. You let Solo take my Ulafala. You let all this happen. Heyman is going to say, let him. How could I stop him? You, the tribal chief, were not here to keep the family in order. You abandoned me. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be very much blaming each other, but both are going to have valid points as to why things went the way they did. Roman tucked his tail between his legs, went home, and didn't know what to do. Paul Heyman wasn't ballsy enough to take control from Solo. So I definitely can see this leading to a tag team match. There will never ever be a last dog in the hard match.
There should be.
No,
I like it.
I don't like it.
Without Vince here, at least it probably won't have dog food.
No.
Yes, but here's the thing.
It'll be sponsored by Michael Vick.
It sounds like the only way to win that match is to toss your opponent over the top rope, and it's a one-on-one battle royal.
No, that's the Bob Barker rules. You get spayed or neutered at the end of it.
Damn.
That's how you lose.
You win by putting a collar on your opponent with a chain.
A shot collar. Yeah. Oh, I like the chain. You get to walk him around for a week.
You get to literally dog walk him after that.
Yeah. Look at this big dog Grunmiester. Look at that. You're getting it, Grun. The people are loving you.
I do think this might set the stage for War Games. I think it's possible.
Yeah, Lou popped that into the chat.
I think the two possibilities that I'm seeing right now for War Games, at least on the men's side, is either the Heyman group versus a coalition of people, or Solo and his group against Fatu and whoever. Those are the two that I can see. There's a lot of time in between now and War Games, so any of that could change. But those are the only two that I feel are slowly burning to that moment. I think it's stronger if you do the Heyman group personally, because you're involving so many people in it already. You have LA Knight, who's already involved in it. You have Penta, who's already involved in it. Sammy's getting taken out of it by Karrion Kross, so I doubt he gets reinserted, which is probably good for Sammy to be away from it, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And it's good for Kross to have a feud that keeps going.
Yeah.
Very good.
Then you have Jey Uso, who doesn't have too much going on right now, so this gives him something important to do. And then, of course, you have Roman Reigns and you have CM Punk. CM Punk, assumingly, if our assumptions are correct, will be cashed in on probably by that time by Seth Rollins. So then you have the world champion Seth Rollins in the match with his henchmen, potentially with two other people. Maybe not in the group, but kind of like how Solo did it with Bronson Reed the year that they did that. Was that just last year? Yeah, I think it was just last year.
Yeah.
You have them in that match as kind of mercenaries. I think they still might add a fourth to Rollins' little coalition.
I agree.
I just don't know who it would be. That's the key. I've always heard slight rumblings of Austin Theory, but I think he would work. I just don't know. I don't know.
Oh, he would work in that group.
Oh, I know he would.
He would pop so hard in that group too.
Austin Theory is the one big. I could go on a rant about Austin Theory and the dropped ball, because he was the Vince guy that was the old. He was the only Vince guy that Triple H looked at. He's like, maybe not.
Yeah. I want it to be Logan, if I'm being honest.
I like it. I like Logan.
I like the attitude.
I don't know if Logan is best served elsewhere though, because it seems like he's starting this feud against other celebrities, against the mainstream people coming in, even though he's the classic heel of hey, I don't like outsiders, even though he's an outsider.
Yeah.
So
he's one of the ultimate ones.
I think it's great because then you can just have Logan Paul work with a bunch of celebrities and it works every time.
Yeah.
But I don't hate him in the group though, in fairness, voice.
But
I kind of he fits the dynamic.
He does fit the dynamic, but I do see exactly where you're coming from. And with the main storylines and then the B storylines, C storylines, I think he's more profitable over there because he's going to have to pull back if he's in with them. And at this point, I kind of don't want him to pull back, especially after that promo with Jelly Roll. That's gold. And you don't want to stop gold being made if it's being made. So, but you're 100% on that. His mentality would fit right in with that group. And I think they could have some fun with that. Especially his little cutting comments towards his own team. I think that would be fun. Him telling Bronson he's got to lose some pounds and get into shape would be a little humorous to me.
Chat Chief might have a good prediction for the War Games. Actually,
I like it.
And also, Logan Paul versus Netflix would be hilarious, dude.
Yeah, there we go.
Funny.
Because that would give Kross something important to do while still involving someone who, like Sammy, who is already there. You don't have to put Penta in this. You could put Penta in something else, and I think he might be served better there too. Anyway.
Yeah.
and then you just add one more to Seth Rollins' group, and I think that works. That's a good prediction. I think I'm going to hold on to that one, Chat Chief. I think that's a good one.
All right, I like it. Chat Chief's getting over with this crowd. He's pretty good at it, and we are 9 minutes away before Raw goes live, fans. So if there's any quick questions, anything you need cleared up with this bearded brigade for Raw, let us know real quick because we got 9 minutes. We're gonna end the show.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. That is exactly it. We're going to end this show with the new commercial for our Brainbuster Tea line. We are going to be adding more designs and more of the content creators, their own little personal things on there. So, but for what we have now, we're going to give you that and let you, if you want, go out there and support IYH, Brainbuster Tees. That's where we live, and that's where you can get the merch of The Voice, Jones, Divinely Designed, Annie O'Neill, and IYH merch. Like I said, we are going to be adding a Grun line. We will probably be adding something to do with Kevin. We know, Kevin, you're an independent wrestler, so you obviously make your money doing things like that. So we'll talk about that.
Funny enough, I haven't had merch in a very long time.
No. Oh, well, man. See, this could be a fun little thing.
I live as a heel, and I'm an old school heel. I don't go out and sell merch when I'm a heel.
See, well, and you know what? That's a great thing that Kevin brought up, because Brainbuster Tea, you don't got to go to the show. You could just go to the website and you can buy it there, and nobody will ever know Kevin sold you merch. There's always ways around.
Always everything. A
workaround. If the Grun line is free, I'll wear it.
I think that's up to Brainbusters. I think they decide.
Yeah, I think
they decide if it's free.
Yeah, and I don't think they go that route. That's just not something I think they do. All right, Kevin, you got something coming up that you dropped into our chat. Let's pull that up and give us some explanation on this, Kev.
Up on Sunday at the Sanctuary in Hamtramck is Sanctuary Fight Club Detroit. It's got a lot of good talent on there, as you can see. Jody Threat, it's got Zico, it's got Ryan Matthias, Ray Larson, the Star Man, Harley Rock, Rohit Raju, Joe Coleman, Joe DeMauro. All of these people, like they can go, and it's a great show every single time. Sells out almost every single time. Small venue, punk rock feel, crowds the ring. Drinks are cheap in Hamtramck, so there's that too. And man, just it's got a lot of good action. It's one of my favorite shows to be a part of, and I can't speak enough good about this. And they're affiliated also with Lucha Boom, which I work close with, and a lot of the talent that you see here ends up on those shows as well. And yeah, coming off of a successful title defense. I don't have the title here with me. From last Friday. I'll have another defense of that and another open challenge so that one of these young boys can come up and try and step to me. I'll have another defense of that, I believe, August 15th, and it'll be our last show at the New Edge facility, and then we're looking at venues to take it to. So hopefully we can get some bigger draws, we can get some bigger things, and go forward with that. So that's kind of what I got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dig it.
Kevin got the old Macho Man on that one. Well, that show looks awesome, Kevin.
I love Fight Club.
I hope it fills up and you guys have to turn people away because there's just
so many before.
Well, great. I hope that tradition continues.
Fire code, baby.
The fire codes, they're important. Yeah. At least that's what the Fire Marshal Bill said.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah, I mean, who listens to that nonsense? Grunmeister, what in the hell are you up to, and where in the hell can these people find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Grunmeister under the same name on YouTube and Kick, where I stream Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, my SmackDown preview review show, talking everything WWE and SmackDown.
Beautiful, Grun. Go out there and check out what Grun does. Kevin Kalloway.
You can find me. You can find me, other than the shows that I just promoted, you can find me at Kevin Kalloway on Facebook. You can find me at Kalloway Kevin on Instagram. I am streaming tomorrow. I have the time blocked out. And I have no idea what I'll be streaming. Probably, honestly, I might go classic PlayStation 1 because I've been playing through Legend of Dragoon a lot recently and I want to finish it.
Okay.
So I might play a classic RPG. Maybe I'll play another Crab's Treasure, and that'll be an interesting turn of events. But I'll be streaming that. I want to say mid-morning. Mid-morning is probably when I'll stream. Feeling a cup of coffee stream.
I like it. You're also getting challenged.
Oh, yeah. He's been trying to challenge me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You're not local. You're not in Michigan. Come on.
Yeah. Well, he could book a flight. So
he could book a flight, but that doesn't make him local talent.
That doesn't make him local. Well, if he books a flight, stays there for 30 days, gets mailed, then he's a local talent.
Perfect. So well, get on that, Chat Chief.
Get on that, Chat Chief. All right, fans, if you liked what you've seen here, guess what? We do it every Monday, and it's at 7 p.m. This is where we play. This is where you can come and have some fun. We've already seen it in the chat. If you fucking pay attention to what we're doing, we have a lot of fun with our household in the chat. So come be a part of it. It's a fun time. It's every Monday, the Monday Night Raw preview review show with me, the voice, Kevin Kalloway, the Chaos Goblin, and Grunmiester. He's our blue-eyed villain, and we absolutely adore all our fans that are out there, especially you, Chat Chief, you cute PA man. So anyways, join us here, 7 p.m. Mondays. Outside of that, I do a little ECW watch along. It's fun. It's me and House watching ECW. We just did a fantastic one with Nightwing. It was a great one. We watched November to Remember 1999, the second half of it. We broke it up into 2 parts, and we had a great time with our UK friend Nightwing. And we learned a lot. Like, that dude, he's been to a lot of wrestling shows. And it was a great time to find more about the fans. Outside of that, it's Sunday. It's a house party. That's where you can find me and anybody who's available in the household, and we talk wrestling. Last week was a fun one. We had the young one, Olajuwon, on, and he's getting really good at this podcasting game. Starting to think maybe him and House are starting a secret society over there, and they're going to cut all of us out. But if they do, you're going to get great content, and we'll be in our basements just crying, wishing we were still with IYH. But we'll move on. We'll prosper. We'll do other things. Outside of that, if you like to get weird, it's me. It's your friend, your local voice. You can come get weird with me, Viking Storm, and our young Jamie herself, Luna, when we go to the seas of conspiracy. Yeah, that's Conspiracies at Sea. That's where we start talking. And this Saturday, we are going to talk news. So we've been away from the microphones from Conspiracies at Sea for a while, and there's been a lot of news. So we are just going to bombard it and talk to you. So come, bring your favorite substances and let's talk. Let's get weird. It'll be fun. That's usually 8 p.m. on a Saturday night whenever we go live. So click the likes, subscribes, and all that, and turn on those notifications, because then you'll figure out when we're live. So for me, for Kevin Kalloway, for Grunmiester, I think we'll see you guys next time. That's next Monday at 7. Bye.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website, where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You want to be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live.